All right, so the brand new Global Startup Ecosystem Report is out, and wow. The main takeaway is huge. The world of innovation is going through a massive, once-in-a-generation shakeup. We're not talking about small tweaks here. This is a fundamental reordering of the entire global map. And this quote from Jonathan Ortmans, it just nails the theme of the whole report. What all the data is showing is that in this new era, playing it safe just doesn't work. It's the bold, decisive moves that are separating the winners from, well, everyone else. So what does this great shakeup actually look like on the ground? Well, for starters, the geography of innovation, where the next big thing comes from, is completely redrawn. We're seeing new regions surge forward, while some of the traditional powerhouses are actually starting to lose their footing. And when I say it's a shift, I mean a dramatic one. The report lays out this really clear trend. Ecosystems all across Asia and Africa are rising with incredible momentum. At the very same time, many of the established hubs in Europe and North America are stumbling. We're seeing more of their ecosystems fall in the rankings than rise. This isn't a small adjustment. It's a major global power shift happening in real time. This isn't just happening at a high level, continent to continent. It's happening city by city. I mean, just look at Philadelphia. It leaped an unbelievable 35 spots to become the #1 riser this year. It's just perfect proof that if you have a bold, focused strategy, you can absolutely defy the global trends and create some serious growth. So you gotta ask, what's causing all this chaos? A huge piece of the puzzle is the tough global landscape we're in. The report calls it an economic winter, a widespread downturn that's putting enormous pressure on startups everywhere. And the numbers, they're pretty grim. We're talking a median decline of 24% in ecosystem value across the world's top 40 startup hubs. Think about that. That's a quarter of the value just gone from the most powerful innovation centers on the planet. And this isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. Large exits, the big acquisitions and IPOs, that's the lifeblood. That's the cash and the experienced talent that gets recycled back into the system to fund the next generation. That dropped by 40%. When that well starts to dry up, the whole cycle of innovation starts to slow down. This chart really drives the point home. It shows just how few places were actually safe from the storm. Among the top 20 ecosystems in the entire world, almost everyone saw a decline. You can see big names like London and Boston took significant hits. Beijing, though, was one of the very few that managed to buck the trend and actually grow. It just goes to show that even in the harshest climate, growth is still possible. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom, not by a long shot. Because while that economic winter was raging, a powerful new wave was building. And this brings us to the single biggest, most dominant force that is reshaping the entire startup world right now: artificial intelligence. Honestly, this sentence is the story of the report in a nutshell. While basically every other sector was pulling back and contracting, AI was this completely different force. It was like a technological revolution that just ignored the economic climate and started rewriting all the rules for how you create value. Now, to really get why AI is so different, we have to see it as what the report calls a general purpose technology. That sounds super technical, I know, but just think of it this way. It puts AI on the same level as electricity or the internet. It's an innovation so fundamental that it's going to create the next great wave of economic growth across every single industry. They say to follow the money. Well, the money trail here is impossible to ignore. A whopping 40% of all venture capital funding went into AI and big data startups. That one slice is bigger than pretty much anything else, completely dwarfing other major sectors. Investors are making a massive bet that AI is the future. And it's not just that they're writing more checks, they're writing much, much bigger ones. The average Series A funding round for an AI startup is almost double what a startup in any other sector can expect. That shows an absolutely incredible level of conviction from investors. Now, you might think this is all happening in Silicon Valley. And yeah, they're still the heavyweight champ in terms of pure dollars. But look closer. A new global map of AI power is being drawn right now. I mean, look at Beijing, where 2 out of every 3 venture dollars is going into AI. Or Hangzhou, with these insane disruptors like DeepSeek. And then you've got this explosive growth in places like Paris and Delhi, where the number of AI startups has more than doubled. The race for AI leadership is officially a global one. Okay, so let's put it all together. You've got this tough economic winter on one side, and this massive AI wave on the other. That brings us to the most important question, right? How can an ecosystem survive the winter and actually ride the AI wave? What's the new playbook for growth? The report is actually pretty clear on this. The old methods, the things that used to work, they're just not enough anymore. Winning in this new AI era means you need a whole new playbook. You need AI-specific strategies. You have to create a culture that really embraces disruption, and you need to build the right kind of strategic infrastructure for this new world. And this is a really fundamental shift in mindset. The ecosystems that are winning get that just having capital isn't enough. The real competitive advantage now comes from building infrastructure for curated, high-value connections, linking the right founders to the right investors and the right corporations, and doing it on a global scale. Paris is a perfect case study. They had a really clear goal. They wanted to attract more top-tier international VCs. So they didn't just hope for the best. They basically engineered their VivaTech event to be a magnet for exactly those people, using high-precision matchmaking. And the result? Global giants like Lightspeed actually set up offices there. They didn't just host a conference. They built a magnet for capital. Or take Lisbon. They had a totally different problem, a pretty small domestic market. So their solution was kind of brilliantly simple. If you can't get your startups out to the world, bring the world to your startups. By hosting Web Summit, they put themselves on the global map, connected their local founders to international players, and completely unlocked a new path to growth for their entire country. And this quote from VivaTech's Olivia Hervey just sums up the new playbook perfectly. These events aren't just gatherings anymore. They are strategic levers. They are global platforms that are engineered to hit specific, high-impact goals for the whole ecosystem. Which brings us right back to where we started. The report makes it crystal clear that we are at a major turning point. The AI era is speeding up. The great shakeup is happening now. And really, the only question left is, will an ecosystem hesitate and get left behind? Or will it be one of the bold that actually changes the world?